All right, we're live on a Monday football night, October 30th. Tomorrow's Halloween. How's everybody doing? K-Pro's got a PowerPoint,
I have a PowerPoint.
and the Lions are up 6-0. All right, should be more,
Yeah,
but
Mike is up for being winning his pool this week, so he needs. Actually, it doesn't matter who wins because everybody, there's a five-way tie.
oh,
All it comes down to, it doesn't matter who
but
wins.
what if the Raiders win? Doesn't matter.
Then all five of you
Oh,
lose, and you're at the
oh,
same point. So it's all
oh,
down to points. The points is the only
oh.
thing that matters, and it just has to come in under 46.
Might win $3. All right,
Yeah.
but it helps in the points in the end, I guess. So, what's more important is the survivor pool we're in. Had the Cowboys 3 games. They of course won. We advanced to the next round.
I want to do a parlay because
Yeah.
then it's like worth it. For someone who hates that I don't play max on slots, for you to like bet 100 to win 100, that's not fun. We need like
It's
bet
110,
100 to
100. Yeah, that's how they teach
whatever,
it.
but it's
But
same
yeah,
thing.
we
I
can go
want to
there
bet
Saturday.
10 to win 16,000.
Yeah, I got the Lions -8, so they got to win by 8. Right now it's 6-0. So all
Okay.
right. Long as the Raiders lose, I'm in good shape, Kurt Hensley says. Hey, Glenna. What's up, Violet Mercury, Hooley, Finding DB Cooper, and Brian Gates. I think we're going to talk about Brian Gates tonight, aren't we?
We are, so I do have to say I had the idea of a one-page PowerPoint, just something that I've been wanting to talk about a while. And then Brian Gates goes and drops some more FOIA pictures and some really interesting ones. And so then it became a three-page PowerPoint. And then there's a little Shiloh, Dale, Cynthia, like some other stuff. And so it turned into a 10-page PowerPoint. And Cynthia wants to do a speakeasy or a let's talk about it after this show, which we're going to
Yeah.
do.
So the
And so,
Discord invite is in the description, guys. Come on in. Let's talk about it. I'll be watching football, but I'll turn it on my phone, so I'll be in there as well. So
yeah,
yeah, if you're not in our Discord, Cowlazars Grand Adventures, of course, the link is right there. It's free. Come on in. Let's
I
talk
don't
about
see it.
things in the description of the video.
Oh, can you also put it in the chat just so it makes it easier
Yes.
for people? Thank you.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, our last Let's Talk About It had 55 people in it. And Vertigo, who usually does not speak, he spoke for quite a while. And now we have Chris LaFrida in there because he's the guy that found the plane. There's some really cool people coming over, chatting, having a good
Thanks, Hooley.
time.
Hooley
We
put
are
it in.
not as active. Like, I'm sorry to say this is going to sound rude, but it is true. So, I'm kind of into the Forrest Fenn talk rather than I think the social aspect is good for some of the other sub channels, but I don't want people to come in and have to scroll past kind of everybody updating on how their day is. Even though there's great places for that in the general section, there's a weight loss area, there's a games area.
Down to
Um,
244, everybody.
yeah,
6
and I'm
weeks ago, I
down
was at
to.
255. So we're getting there. We're getting there. Tomorrow's the last day of the weight loss challenge. But again, that's in the Discord. Come in the Discord if you're interested in that. Because I say we keep it going. Let's do November as well. I'm not sure how Thanksgiving will tie into that, but that'll be a 4 day,
I have a double
4 day
oven,
cheat day.
so you are going to be cheating. I have a
Yeah. Oh,
double
no.
oven, guys, and you guys saw our house now and why Mike's so excited. And I'm sitting in it. Mike calls this the tweaker house because all there is a little bed and a couch, and that's all I have for the next couple of months. We just got to get the kids through the rest of this school semester, and then I won't be in the tweaker house.
So if you didn't see it, we did make a little tour of our new house. So I'll put that in the chat. Go thumbs up and tell us what you think. We're pretty proud of it. Pretty fortunate to be able to get this house.
Very fortunate.
I don't know what's going on because I put all that stuff away last night and it's back. It's out. Some gremlins around here pulled it back
So
out.
what happens is,
Clean
guys,
this
I
place
live
up.
Mike a to-do list, a honey-do list while I'm gone, having to sit all by myself for the whole week. And then I get there on Friday and he's like, yeah, I didn't get anything done. I'm just enjoying the
No, no, no,
house.
no. I didn't not get anything done. I got some stuff done. It just might not be what you would have
There was
gotten. Okay,
19 items
anyway,
on the list. How many
let's
did you
get
get done?
on to the Forest
Okay,
Fenn talk, everybody, because we have it all night in Discord
we
to
do.
talk about lists.
This
All
is
right.
kind of, I'm excited about it because, well, let's just show you because it's new information, even though kind of it isn't, it kind of is. So let's just go through it. Look at that. Isn't that a cool little thumbnail?
Okay, here we go.
We are 46 days away, if you believe Ben Shiloh's timeline.
I don't.
We are 46 days away from epic, fun, fully revealed closure. Yeah, it'll be awesome.
I
Okay,
don't believe nothing no more. All right, go ahead.
So I am going to go over what I originally wanted to go over about how I am trying to frame my mind on sources and data points, what you consider, what I consider, what I don't, who the source is, what does that mean? I have a pictorial for you as we go into what I think is going to be a tidal wave of information. We have Shiloh and Netflix, we have Shiloh's book, we have Justin in the Wood. So I'm going to go over kind of that process for me. Now you guys get to frame it any way you want, but I'm kind of channeling my Vertigo, Rudy, even Jack, confirmation bias. I'm trying to be as not get caught up with turd situations again, trusting and believing just what people say when you're not really a person that should be believed. You're a person that opens up businesses and people's names that are turds. Anyway, then we're going to go over Brian's FOIA pictures,
Let's
and there
go
is a
forward,
date.
not backward, everybody. That's my opinion.
Oh,
Go
we
ahead.
do have a new turd, but I was thinking of calling him Super Turd, but that wouldn't be nice. Okay. Then we have FOIA pictures. I want to talk a little bit about that because Brian updated a little earlier in the chat here. So I'll show those. And then there's a little update on the 9 Mile Hole Binder 2.0 PDF thing. There's a little something, something. And then what I'm going to remind every single show from here on, WSOF, what date it is. That's all we have right now because we're moving some stuff around.
Details to come, but that is the date. Get out here.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. So let's go, as they would say. Let's go, as they like the royal they. Okay, so
Sources and data
topic
points.
number one: sources and data points. And if there's any typos, Mike was in charge of. Okay, so I'm going to start on the left where the circles are. It's my left. I don't know what it is on your side. So I think in the green circle, the two people, if you guys remember, Toby did this video about like degrees of separation. If you get it from someone who gets it from someone who gets it from someone, like how much confidence can you have in that information?
That's all we have at this point, isn't it? He said,
No,
she said, secondhand info. Ding,
no,
ding,
we
ding,
have.
ding, 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 ding. It sounds like a song. Go ahead. Sorry.
So we have, okay, let me give an example. We have Chris Jones saying in a copy of an email that Forrest said, don't pay any bets about Wyoming. But we have Forrest saying 16 times in a court affidavit it was Wyoming. Between those two, do I take a secondhand person that invented stoof.com and is kind of messing with the community? Or do I take Forrest's sworn affidavit in court? Well, I'm going to use this key, color-coded key, to tell you which one I would use as higher confidence level of the truth. Okay, so on the left, we have Forrest and Jack. We can pretty much say, now they may lie to us, but if information comes from them, that's the highest confidence level, right, Mike?
Sure.
Okay, so let's.
Well, Jack, I mean, don't we think Jack lied about a lot of it? Or did no? Okay, let me ask you this. Forget about secondhand info from Jack himself. Did he ever lie or did he just not tell the total truth? Did he ever say anything that we believe contradicts how it went down?
No, I just think he omitted stuff.
Okay. All right.
But Forrest saying that the treasure chest was found by a searcher who he had not communicated with since 2018. But we have court documents that say differently. So it gets a little muddy. I don't know is the answer, but at least let's just talk about sources right now.
Right.
We have it's a corporate org chart, exactly. Okay, so on the left, so we have Forrest.
C-Star says he lied. All right, go ahead.
Fibs. Yeah, let's call him Fibs. Wait, no,
A
Fibs.
suspect, as they would say in Boston. All right.
Yeah. Okay. So we have Forrest. So if it comes from Forrest, I'm going to believe it more. Like that's the direct source. So who is that first removed that I say I would trust that got it directly from Forrest? Like Dale is a good example. Dale getting 2.0 from Forrest, I believe that was 2.0, and I believe what Dale says about Forrest is true, and the same with Zoe and Doug. I put an asterisk next to Zoe and Doug because they're not talking.
Yeah, Zoe and Doug, I don't think.
So there's no reason to really talk about them. Mm-hmm. So then I kind of put right on that cusp Shiloh and Carl, because Forrest did live with Shiloh, but he also kept his family at a distance. And so that's why I think Shiloh knows a lot, but maybe not as much as Zoe or Dale when it comes to the chase. I'm not talking about in life. I'm talking about in the chase.
You think Forrest and Zoe talked about the chase?
No, that's why I
after
put
it was found?
asterisks next to them
Oh, right.
because I think they
Okay.
talked, but I think she wanted plausible deniability. So,
Right. Okay.
okay. So I put Dale as kind of that first degree for me. Now, others may say Shiloh is actually closer than Dale when it comes to the chase. I just don't see it that way. So if we get something from Dale, I pretty much hold it as close to what we have now that Forrest has passed than anyone but Jack, barring lying, but like analyzing data. And then the next level I have is like Carl and Shiloh, because I think they both have unique vantage points and they have a lot of information, but probably not as much as Dale in that private conversation, that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have the next layer, and this is where searchers start to come in. We have Cynthia, who met with Forrest after the find. I met with Forrest after the find. Justin bought the treasure chest, so he has a lot of information. He's actually communicated directly with Jack. He had, the whole heritage thing, etc. And then Pam, and I put a little bit of an asterisk with Pam because she's only giving opinions of, not necessarily data-driven stuff. But Pam has something directly from Forrest as well. She hasn't shared it, but she's given us her opinion. Okay, so that's how I see when I see data points coming out. So something coming from Cynthia might not be as rock solid for me as Carl or Dale, unless Cynthia got it directly from Forrest. But she may, like when Cynthia talked to Dale and interviewed him, that's good information, but she got it from Dale. And so this is where the game telephone comes in, right? So let's do the same thing with Jack. Jack, down below the green bubble is Jack. And then he has said, it'll come out hopefully eventually. The people that he told kind of his whole chase journey was he had a significant other and his family. They knew the story. The person I put kind of that next bubble out is Dan Barbarisi, because he did Zoom with Dan Barbarisi for hours. Dan seems to know his story, etc. And then I put Tom Nasco, and I put Tom Nasco outside of that just because Tom didn't seem as much integrated as Carl has been as a lawyer. And then, of course, because we hear it a lot, Kafir Dan has met Jack, and he did get secret information, and it is now out about some of the poem reveal, if you will. Okay, and then Justin, because Justin did buy the treasure chest from Jack. So again, Justin is somebody in these bubbles. Okay, and then, are you listening, Mike?
Yeah, I just realized that you watch it on the computer. Another field goal. What is going on? All right, go ahead. They are covering though, for the record.
Okay, and so then on the green box on the top, so now those are the people, and then we have information that comes in. We have information that we have from Yellowstone, from the New Mexico Tourism Board, from scrapbooks, from Forrest, court documents, heritage. We have Forrest videos. They're rumored at this time, but Shiloh's confirmed that they exist, and so is plenty of people. Carl has, etc. Puerto Rican government, the olive jar contents, whatever we have coming there. The Dale Drive gave us a lot of info. So these are data points we have as well. So kind of we have the spaghetti bowl, right, Mike? And
Yeah.
then we have the independent points. And the reason that I put Rudy and Justin at a different level as everyone else is Rudy and Justin actually went to 9 Mile Hole and they have analysis. Rudy more than I think Justin until Netflix comes out, because Justin's done a lot of soil analysis and that sort of thing. But those data points will come out from Rudy and Justin. And then we have these whole variety of people that have some sort of data, like I put myself on the list. I got the court documents. I'm not altering the court documents, but I'm not inventing them. Like I'm not creating them. So I'm more just the avenue. Pavetta has done some FOIA, so he is the avenue. Rimsbrock got the Condor database. So you go through these people and they can provide the facts, but they're only the messengers. Like I'm only the messengers with the court documents. I wasn't in the court documents. You know what I mean?
Two things. Yeah, I know what you mean. Two things from the chat. Cynthia's offended. You didn't put her in the yellow. Steve M says, how many others do you think are in the yellow zone that are not public yet? Do you think there's like a deep throat type person that has inside info that nobody even knows who they are? They've just never come out.
I think we could have some in the yellow zone. And I think Forrest tried to think of everything. I think he tried to get some information out. I personally think that's what the package that came from Santa Fe that went to my Raleigh UPS store and never made it to me. I think we're going to see tonight. Dale has some additional stuff that Forrest wanted out, but he's being constrained. I don't know how much Forrest thought of everything. I know he at least thought of one avenue that has gotten shut down. I think there's more in the yellow zone. What do you guys think? That's a great question, Steve.
Why's it got to be yellow? Like they're scared. All right, next slide.
No, I'm not even halfway through this one.
Oh, for God's
Okay.
sake. All right.
So then we have the outlets. The outlets don't matter either, I'm sorry to say. So the people up in the black, Rudy and Justin matter. The rest of us are just, I called it last week, the people doing the work, the people doing the FOIAs, the people ordering the court documents, the people that have the information, but they're only the messengers. So it's not this, like, if you don't, like a lot of people say I'm pushing 9 Mile Hole. No, I provided evidence, whether it says 9 Mile Hole or it says Cimarron Canyon, it doesn't matter. I'm just providing the information. So it's not that the people are important. People doing the work is important. And that'll become important later. And then you have the outlets. You have all the YouTubes, you have all the Discords, you have the Facebooks, the forums, the Reddits, the X.
The Discords. Yeah, you said that.
Yeah, and Medium. And there's lots of them, and there should be lots of them to get different information out. Forrest used Jenny and Dale. I don't think we really have an official
and
way.
Stephanie back in the day.
Yeah, no, because Chase Chat was, well, yeah. Anyway. Stephanie and I are good, so I don't want to go. I don't want to go backwards. Let's go forwards, Mike. Okay. So what are, no, not next slide. Easy, Tiger. Okay. So what do we have coming out in my mind, the big data points that are going to be coming out? We have Shiloh Family Information, #1, which I think is a book and Netflix. But that family information, I think, is going to be key because it's going to help us in some regard. And even more so now, once we get to the end of this PowerPoint. We have Netflix in general. We don't all know who's in Netflix. Maybe, I think Dan Barbarisi might be in it. And I think, what if Jack was in it? I don't think so. But wouldn't that be cool if Jack was in Netflix, Mike?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it'd be cool.
Okay. And then we have Jens's doc that's scheduled to come out in 2064. No, he has until June, from what I understand. He did push it again. Copper Dan let us know. So June of next year is his deadline. He does have the Olive Jar owner and supposedly the Olive Jar opened. He usually is in Discord. He's definitely in Discord, and he does do our Let's Talk About It. So you can, Grid Chaser came in today and said, I want to send a message to him, like, hurry up, do your edits. And so I just tagged him in it. So, and then there's potential, Rudy was talking today about a potential other project that's coming out. And we got to ask Rudy about that tonight, and let's talk about it. I kid, guys, it wasn't Rudy, but Rudy commented on some comments in there. And then whatever Justin is releasing, it'll probably be in Netflix, but Behind the Wood, I really want to know. I just find it intriguing and it sounds fun to me. Kind of like DB Cooper. It just is something I'm interested in. Okay, so that is the top 5 that I'm waiting for, that I think some people say, why are you sticking around anymore? Let it go like Mike does. Because we have 5 big things coming, in my opinion. Now, we do have, and this is not to slight anyone, then we have some searchers that have big information coming. And they can't say what, and they can't say who, and they can't say, and this isn't to slight them, but we have Troy, we have Greg, we have Chris, we have Ben, we have those that are filing lawsuits that say they're the finders, et cetera, or they have key information. Because they're not in these yellow, tan, or blue zones, it'll be informational when they have this epic reveal of their personal or their information on the chase. But I don't put it in such a category that I'm waiting on bated breath. Because these aren't people that own the treasure chest or have met Jack or any of those sorts of things. So for me, I still put them on the radar because it's kind of interesting. You know, whatever Troy is going to say, whatever Chris Jones is going to say. Hey. But I don't put it that same level. They have some epic reveal coming, and it'll be cool, but not at the same level as anyone over in those circle areas. Does that make sense?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Next slide, Mike. So that was going to be the show tonight, but then all these things happen. And so Mike said, keep it short, and I was going to, but then, unfortunately. So let's get into FOIA pictures. Brian, a searcher, and he is in chat, or he was earlier. Brian Gates, he has a YouTube channel. So Huli, if you could link, it would be awesome. And he has been sharing some FOIA pictures. Some people are questioning whether they think these are legitimate. I don't know Brian. I haven't met him. I've conversed with him over the years. I do believe that these are FOIA pictures just because of the red bandana, et cetera. He doesn't seem like, he's not a turd, I don't think. But I didn't think turd was a turd until we found out turd was a turd. But I do believe that these are real pictures. That's my opinion. It doesn't have to be yours. He does say he has additional pictures, and he says some are not in the vault, which I find intriguing, but he's been holding back for a reason, and I will go into that in a moment. He has also requested the color pictures of these because you're going to find out the color is wrong. And he may be sharing these over time. Yes, go ahead.
I heard he's waiting to bring the pictures of the World Series of Fenn. Is that true?
Sure.
Brian, if that's your real name, you should bring him on over to the World Series of Fenn. Okay.
Okay. Okay, next slide. So here's how he does it. He gets on, he puts it as his green screen background. And then, so this was his background. This is what he did for the last one with the green bandana. And then next slide, at the very end of his like hour show, he moves. And what does he move? He moves and look what there is.
The gold bars?
Well, he colored these gold.
Oh,
now
okay.
he just works with a gold expert. And between right next to the gold bar or what's colored gold here, you can see there's, yeah. He sent this to an expert, and the expert said that is a silver manufacturer, a silver outlet. That's the package, I guess.
Okay.
So these are silver bars. They're about 6.25 pounds each.
Forrest had all kinds of stuff in his vault, especially.
But no one knew. Okay, so Cynthia was in his vault in 20. I checked with Stephanie, Cynthia. So we had people in the vault in 2013, and nobody saw this then. Where is this silver? So now I kind of understand because Brian's like, well, maybe I'm going to wait a little bit to share it because maybe there's something more to come. Is there like, where did the silver go? I don't know. I just think it's cool.
I'm sure he sold it.
I'm sure he sold it. Okay, whatever. Okay, so this is, okay, so that evolved. And then yesterday and the day before, okay, so there was some new information, or it's actually old information being revisited. So there was some discussions back in March of 2023 between Shiloh and Cynthia. We were discussing the timeline, and this kind of evolved, and then I contacted other people, and it kind of got going. So Shiloh did give her permission at the time. There were some pieces of the conversation he did not want out, so Cynthia has that. But I'm only going to share the paraphrased. She can provide the actual text if she wants. She's going to be in Let's Talk About It tonight. Hold on, I see lots of activity. Is there anything going on in chat that I need to see?
No.
Oh, okay. The white box is Pan America 100-ounce silver bars. Look at that, because we have our own silver expert, and his name is JK Pioneer, and he has been to the World Series of Fenn and provided bars of silver.
So Forrest bought gold. Why are people surprised he bought silver? I'm not sure why that's shocking or whatever.
To have, let's say there's at least 3 bars. I think there's probably 9. To have 50 pounds of silver. Yeah, he's a collector. It could be nothing, but it could be something. It could be a second treasure hunt.
He's a millionaire. So okay. Again, this is from 2010, everybody, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Let's continue on.
Go back, please. I haven't even started that slide.
What are you talking about? Oh,
okay. Yeah. So back in March of 2023, there was a discussion between Cynthia and Shiloh, a text exchange. Shiloh gave her permission to share. At the time, this is when Cynthia got to put on the bracelet and she was in the margaritas with Shiloh. But she did send me, and we did share some of the text, but she was revisiting it when we were talking timeline, because this is when Shiloh said the 6 to 9 months. This was on March 17th. Well, then it got interesting because she revisited that conversation or that text exchange. She did share the pertinent parts at the time, but when she revisited it, there was some more details in the exchange. This is why the particular information is important. I don't think there was any malintent. It just didn't seem important at the time. So Shiloh did request part of the conversation topics not to be part of the exchange. I think it'd be lovely if you did, but no, it would just whatever. So I'm summarizing what I think is important now. It'll be up on the Discord as well, and we're doing a Let's Talk About It tonight. Cynthia will be there to answer questions. She's in the hot seat. Red button. We're going to get this solved. Okay, next slide, Mike.
Well, plus I never asked her about the old Netflix watermark she talked about last week. I'll have to hit her up with that.
Ooh,
I forgot
okay.
to ask her that.
So Cynthia read the 5 paragraphs before it was public regarding 9 Mile Hole in the binder. This is the 5 paragraphs that say, my spirit is going to be there, and I hope Shiloh and little Sam meet my spirit there. You know which 5 paragraphs we're talking about, right?
Yeah, the one Dale released.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. So before it was released, Cynthia had it and had read those 5 paragraphs. So the beginning of the conversation was Cynthia asked Shiloh directly, can I share those 5 paragraphs about 9 Mile Hole with the search community? This was on March 17th. Shiloh replied, how much of the binder /2O, we don't have one consistent name for it, but the binder /2O have you read? Cynthia's response was about half. Shiloh's response was, I can tell you have not read the entire binder. If you did read it till the end, you would realize why the 5 paragraphs have to be put out with the end of the binder all at the same time. Okay, right?
Mm-hmm.
You with me? Okay, now let's go to the next slide. So Shiloh further states he will be putting it out soon enough. Cynthia did ask, can you give me, what is soon enough? Can you give a rough time frame? He said 6 to 9 months, hopefully. That's why I think this silly countdown of 46 days until is not going to be as valid as some bet everything on in chaos if we do not adhere to 46 more days. I think he gave a rough estimate. But Shiloh further clarified the 5 paragraphs in the ending of this binder. It's important enough for me. It's important enough for me, a lot more meaning to him than to other people. And he's going to go more into detail about those 5 paragraphs, which are about 9 Mile Hole and the ending of the binder. Now it's going to become important in a minute why I keep saying the ending of the binder.
Well, then what you're saying is Dale didn't put the whole thing out. Is that right? Or Dale
Mike,
didn't have
you
the
just
whole
scooped thing. Me. Don't
well, that's
scoop
obviously the logic that we're talking about. All right,
there's a path. We're down the line. I'm glad it's so clear, though, that you've already gotten there. Some people might not have yet. Okay. So that was March 17th. Shortly thereafter, this was April, maybe 2 weeks later, that Dale posts the PDF on his website. The PDF was taken down a couple days later due to a cease and desist that Dale received. And Carl notified us directly about the family's going to take legal protection of it, et cetera. Now, let's reference back to the exchange between Cynthia and Shiloh, which we just did. There doesn't seem to be anything in the ending of the binder that Dale posted that ties to 9 Mile Hole, right? But Shiloh doesn't lie, just like you asked earlier. Like, do we think he lies? I don't think so. I think he was having an honest exchange. So there's a discrepancy. There's a discrepancy, Mike. Do you see the discrepancy? How do we reconcile this? Well, I decided let's ask Dale. So let's go to Dale. Next slide.
And what Dale say?
So I followed up with Dale and I asked him, did you remove any of the passages of the ending of the binder or PDF? And I did explain Shiloh and Cynthia, Shiloh's comment and his exchange with Cynthia. And Dale said, I'm going to paraphrase, he can't recall if he did, but it is certainly possible. He removed very personal thoughts about the family and non-family members. He then said if it was very negative or personal, these passages or pages, he probably would have held it back from the PDF he posted. Then so we went back and forth, which I'm very appreciative of, but he was very clear. He cannot share or discuss anything about this binder. The family has constraints regarding this. We know he got a cease and desist. It is illegal, basically. He is not discussing anymore. I don't think he revealed anything that was, he answered a question. He said, I'm willing to answer a question here and there, but I'm not getting into this detail. I have been, due to constraints by the Fenn family, he will not share or discuss more. Dun, dun, dun.
I was on mute and didn't know it. You know what, hang on. You know what Forrest Fenn said? He said, you don't say no, you say, I can't recall. Because if you say no, they'll prove that you know. But if you say you can't recall, you can get away with it. So it sounds like there's more to 2.0 than what we've seen.
Yeah, well, go to the next slide.
And here it is. No, oh no, what is it?
Okay, so I actually at Cynthia's request, we had about 50 in the voice channel. This is the largest we ever had about a week ago. I'm going to call it the LT. Let's talk about it.
The LT, Lieutenant Dan. Okay.
Cynthia will be in there. I will be in there. I'm hoping Galaxy or Brian, if you want to come in, I'd love to discuss more about the FOIA pictures. The only thing that we ask, and so since we had about 100 new people 2 weeks ago, I cannot believe how quickly.
Everybody's invited.
Yes, everybody's invited, but we've never had issues. But we love debate, but you have to be cordial and courteous. We try not to talk over each other. There's 50 people in there. Most people lurk. There's usually only 4 or 5 or 6 of us talking, but it is a lot of fun. We do not go all night. I do not go all night, maybe an hour or two. Everybody is invited, absolutely. But that's where we're going to get into the nitty gritty and we can have a discussion. Right now, Mike is a talking head. All he does is talk. It's not an exchange, a little bit of chat, but this is where it really gets into figuring this out. And I have some direct information. Cynthia has a lot more direct information from Shiloh. Now we know the 6 to 9 months is a hopefully, so I don't think is set in concrete. So hopefully some people won't completely go ballistic on December 16th. Because she got hers on the 17th. So this already pushes it 2 days, 6 to 9 months.
So what comes out first, Netflix or Shiloh's book?
I think they're going to be coordinated together marketing wise. If Shiloh was smart, he would release his book just after Netflix because that's where the bubble will be. But I don't know is the answer. And I don't think Shiloh has been answering questions. He is sending steak pictures, more steak pictures. But other than that, I don't think we have a lot. Yeah, and when you do come in, please do mute when you come into the speakeasy or the let's talk about it. So just hit mute because we hear all the background noise otherwise, and then unmute when you want to chat. And I do that too, even if Mike's not just right next to me. I mute in general. Okay.
Right.
One last slide.
World Series.
Yeah, so here's an example. I think this was 2 years ago, but we have the 7th annual. 7th. Mike, 7.
I know. Lucky 7.
Yeah, it'll be April of 2024. We already have some people wanting to have some surprises and fun at World Series of Fenn. If you do have ideas, we're trying to coordinate now. If you have ideas and things, let me know. We don't know. We may move the poker tournament to Friday night. Know that it starts at Friday night at around 5 or 6 o'clock, and it goes basically until Saturday night whenever you decide to go to sleep. Sunday morning, people do get together for breakfast. I never have made it ever. So World Series of Fenn ends for me at the last event on Saturday night, which is usually the wee hours of the morning.
And there it is, everybody. All right. Okay. So what you're saying, K-Pro, let me summarize here because I was paying attention, but I was also distracted. What you're saying is the part of 2.0 that nobody has seen that Dale did not put out, whether Dale deleted it or Dale never got it from Forrest, we don't know. That's going to be the fun and epicness from Shiloh.
It sounds like it's going to be something related to why the special place was special, 9 Mile Hole, related to the 5 paragraphs. I think we're going to get what it's nice to say that 9 Mile Hole was Forrest's special fishing spot. Right. I think there's more to the story about why 9 Mile Hole is important to Forrest. I have some guesses.
And it sounds like it's related to the family. So 9 Mile Hole is special because of a family reason, which makes sense. I mean, totally makes sense. And then Dale said if it was pertaining to the family and personal, I would have deleted it. So that totally makes sense. Now, will we like it as searchers? I don't know. I don't think we'll understand why it's special. But if it's the reason why it was special to Forrest and the reason why he hid his treasure chest there, then I think that's worthy news. So if that's what Shiloh has, well, then okay. Then I guess he's been telling the truth all along.
And maybe that's why Shiloh said at first we were like 70% and then 68. And maybe that's why we went backwards is we didn't realize that 2.0, even though we thought we had the whole thing, the ending through Shiloh's words, and I just put out what was said. Mike already jumped to the conclusion before I even got there. I think it's super interesting that of the possibility.
Well, the problem is now it's a waiting game. It's a waiting game for Netflix. It's a waiting game for Shiloh, and it's a waiting game for Jens if the Jens thing ever happens. And I'm assuming Jens is tied into the olive jar, but I don't think we know that though for sure. For certain.
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
Oh, we do. Okay. Well, then I would say, I mean, it's just my opinion, but And in the order of what I want to see is Jens's and then Netflix and then Shiloh. But that I don't know which is the olive jar is more important to me. Isn't 2.0 supposed to be in the olive jar? Or we don't know that.
No, a condensed version. Rumor has it that
Yeah.
inside the olive jar is rumblings and ramblings, which we've all had for 10 years.
Oh, okay.
And
All
some
right.
hair and some toenails.
All right. Well, I still want to see Jens's documentary just because
I
he's
do
interviewed
too.
a
I
lot
just
of
wouldn't
people.
put it.
And,
I
yeah.
wouldn't put it at the top. The reason that I'm so excited about Netflix is Carl is in it. Whatever Shiloh is going to reveal, I think that is awesome.
So you know Carl's in it?
Carl, Zoe, and Shiloh are all in it.
But it's true they filmed, but Netflix can edit it and people could be cut out. Just like certain searchers could probably have done interviews, but they could be cut out. Just depends how Netflix goes with what they want to show, right? Okay.
I'm more excited about, and I think that's what Netflix will have. They have Justin in the Wood. The film crew's headed straight there when he started talking about In the Wood, and now he's talking. I know he's saying he wants mystery in his life. No, Netflix has it. So now he does want mystery. He wants it to be mysterious until Netflix puts it out. So whether there's something behind it or not, I just think it'd be cool to know.
Well, and I hate to say it, but that's the best way to put it out because everybody will have a chance to see it instead of putting it on our Discord or another Discord or Thor and only certain people. What did he say? Or his Twitter. I think Netflix is the best way to put it out. We just have to wait, which is the hard part. Okay, Detroit.
We've been waiting 3 years. I think everything will be out in the next 4 to 6 months. I think by next June, well, everything except Jens. Jens just has pushed for so many years.
Right.
But from what I understand, JCB put him on the deadline. So he has to put it out by next June. If he doesn't, he loses the rights to it. So I think if we have any chance for Jens to actually do editing and complete his project, now is the time. He has more incentive than ever.
So Violet Mercury says, is Netflix going to be episodes or just a movie? It's episodes, right? Do we know?
Yeah, from what I understand, they were a one episode about 45 minutes, which is a featured length documentary. Mm-hmm. But I don't know I don't know why it was because of it. It doesn't matter. They were expanded to a 3 episode series, but I guess they drop them all at once.
You really need to tell this. Yeah, you can, which we will. We're going to binge watch it. The day it comes out at midnight, we're going to binge watch it. We are. Oh, touchdown, Detroit. All right. Okay. And there it is. That was a good PowerPoint. You made some good points. And I think, thank you to Cynthia for sharing the rest of the story, as Paul Harvey would say. Now we know the rest of the story. So Cynthia's been sitting on that for 3 years. Is that what you're saying?
No, it was March. And she did share a big part of it. There was parts that Shiloh did not want out, and she was adhering to Shiloh. Right. Just like Fenn has a secret source, just like Troy does, just like Greg does. Everybody has the people that hate on everybody for secrets. If Shiloh would tell me, do not share this part, but here's some information, I would not have shared that part. She just took the stuff she thought was important at the time. I don't think there was malintent.
Yeah, and I don't either. I'm just joking around. But we can talk about that in Discord for sure. So I wonder what changed where Shiloh was like, yeah, you can put it out now. But again, we'll talk.
No, she didn't. He didn't. We didn't check with Shiloh to make sure.
Oh, I thought you said
told her in March, you can put this out. She just omitted some of it because she didn't think it was pertinent. She didn't check back in with them and say, can you give me permission twice? Here's a good question. Oh shit. I wonder if anyone other than Dale knows that there is more to 2.0. Did he?
That means. Go ahead. Sorry.
So did Forrest only give it to Dale and to Shiloh, or leave it with the family so Shiloh would have it? Or did he make another backup plan? Because Dale's out. Once he got legally threatened, he is out.
Does Dale know what it is? That would be interesting.
Dale has it. He has to know what it is. This whole notion, no offense, Dale, I love you. I never read it. I don't even know what's in it. I'm posting it. I love you, sir. No, we cannot believe that. So did Forrest give it to anyone else to eventually share because he thought that he didn't want his family involved with it, or he didn't think his family would follow through? I don't know. And his family is wanting to, he is doing what his grandfather's asking him. He just wants a lot of money for it.
Okay. Well, there it is, everybody. We hope everybody has a great Halloween if you're doing that tomorrow. If you're in the weight loss challenge, tomorrow's the last day, but I say we keep it going in November. Let's actually we need to do a speakeasy tomorrow night then with the weight loss people, don't we?
Yeah, we had 21 total.
Let's talk about it. Your weight.
Yeah, and we're gonna keep going, even though I lost 2, Mike lost 6. It's a start. It
Yeah. I
started.
cut out sugar for the most part. I did make a little trip to Dairy Queen. I did. I drank a Mountain Dew and got a major headache. So the sugar is out of my body, which is
Yeah,
good.
yes.
Now
Get
I
that
just got to
out.
make some more lifestyle changes. That's all. But
Yeah.
and get on that treadmill that we have out there, which I haven't got on yet.
Okay, so Huli has just put the link in to Discord. All you have to do is click on it. We don't see your information other than, hey, you're here. So many people are in there. We have Vertigo, we have Rudy, we have Cynthia. Justin's in. He hasn't been in Let's Talk About It yet. Chris LaFrida is in. He hasn't been in a Let's Talk About It. Brit Chaser's in there. There's tons and tons of people. And again, you don't have to come in and talk. You can just come in and you can ask any question you want to. You're going to have Cynthia there. And I gave her truth serum earlier today.
What's that, Capra?
That's my 9th place that I did in the World Series of Poker.
Coming up next year, World Series of Poker, not World Series of Fenn. But when we do the World Series of Fenn in April, it's only 2 months later when World Series of Poker starts up. So that'll be fun.
So we're talking, tonight's topics are the silver bars from the FOIA pictures and any FOIA related questions if Galaxy/Brian are in there. But Cynthia's definitely in there because we got to talk about what's missing out of 2-0 and why won't Dale, when Dale's words were he's not sharing it if it's personal, does that mean it's bad? Does that mean it's embarrassing? What does that mean? So this is
and anything else you want to talk about?
Forrest
related.
Bring up any questions. People were talking about other things in Discord, and yeah, come on in. Everyone's invited. We love all of you.
Okay, there it is, everybody. Chase isn't dead because we won't let it die. So there it is. We want answers, and hopefully we'll get them someday. Now, the question, I think we'll get the answers. The question is, will the community be satisfied with the answers? And that's still up.
What answers do you think we're going to get?
Why 9 Mile Hole? Why was it special to Forrest?
So you know what the answer I want?
What's that? What?
The 9 clues and why is it special? Cool. That's nice. I want to know what happened with Jack.
You're not going to get that answer in my opinion.
No, I want it.
Yeah, I know. I want it too. Of course, I want it. I don't think we're ever going to get it. Plus, Jack has a change of heart and decides to go on 60 Minutes or something.
Yeah, I don't think Shiloh knows it personally, and I do think Dale knows it. I'm sorry. That's why Dale says Jack was nudged by Forrest. He doesn't only say Jack was nudged. Jack was nudged by Forrest. Boom. The guy that has 2.0 and was Forrest's closest confidant in the chase for 10 years.
Well, and all you crazy searchers, you're probably the reason he nudged him. I mean, anyway, I don't know if I blame Jack that much as I do.
Searchers, you're crazy too. You met your crazy wife and you married her. You married crazy.
I know. Does everyone have their pumpkin carved?
No, we just got pumpkin.
A double entendre, Copper Dan? No, we didn't do Halloween because we're at the new house. We're split between it, and I'm not going to have the boys, so I didn't really do for Halloween. But for Christmas, we're going to do the house upright for Christmas.
We are new home broke.
Yeah, we are. It's true. It is true. And speaking of that, I'm going to make some videos of some things around the house because why not sell them? So maybe somebody out there wants to buy something. So I think I'll be making some videos this week. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. All right. There it is.
Okay. Speakeasy in. I'll be in there in the next 5-10 minutes, guys. I need to.
And it's halftime. Perfect timing.
Perfect. Mike will be in there. Mike will make sure nobody gets ornery.
Yeah, something like that. I'll give Lions updates anyway. Boom, boom. There it is. There's the link. Okay. All right, everybody. We'll see you next time. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks to K-Pro for another good power.
For all the information. Thank you, Dale. Thank you, other people. See, I'm on the outer. I'm just.
Thank you, Cynthia.
Thank you, Cynthia, Dale.
All right. See you next time, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.